As I spoke about it before, I'm gonna say it in English now. I've concluded actually, after long thinking, I've concluded that everything really came from the Middle East, good and bad. So Mel Gibson was probably right about something. He just didn't, he was like drunk and he didn't know how to say it better, for example. Or he got tired of being nice. And, but when you think about it, they drag people, the whole world, they drag it into their wars. Their wars are like everybody else's war. Why? Because of only of one sentence, I am better than you. When you look at Israeli and Muslim, Jewish and Muslim war, for example, why they don't like each other, this is the basics of it. It's the base, actually. I am better than you. And they're trying to prove to the whole world, I don't know to whom, to the world, to themselves, to God, to I don't know who, I am better than you. And this war drags for decades, this kind of war, and it drags for decades, and it's always there, somewhere, And when I think about it, people who live in some kind of tribe like Sentinel or something, they don't have contact with the modern world, so they don't have contact with your wars, with any wars. This is why I actually said it before once, but I think it's not in English. When Adam bit the apple, then God came to him and said, so you ate from the tree that I forbade you, Let earth and everything on earth be cursed because of you. That's what he said. It's not exactly like that written in English. It sounds a little bit different, but that's the meaning. Let earth and everything on earth be cursed because of you. And it is cursed because of him. It is cursed because of man. Men invented wars, atomic bombs, religions, cult leaders, money. They invented some good things, of course, but look where it brought us. It brought the whole planet to the to an abyss. We just moved 2 steps forward and we're gonna fall. They invented all this. They like to brag about themselves like they're so smart, they're smarter than God. They like to brag about themselves, they're such good lovers, or they had many women. As far as I know, in my experience, what I've seen and what I've heard from other people too, those men who like to fuck around with women, they usually know nothing about women. They know nothing about women. They're usually charming in some way, and they usually just look for the next victim to fuck with. They don't know anything about women. They don't know anything. They don't know how to live. They only know how to fuck around with everybody. And that's it. In my experience, it's like that. And they're not good, excellent lovers like you would think they are. They're just bragging about themselves. And yes, there is another thing about men. They're pedophiles. I don't fuck children. Nobody fucks children except them. And that's why they invented religions to forbid to tell you how to think, to forbid this and that, in order to create slavery. Actually, they invented slavery too because they need servants. Why do they need servants? Because they like to brag, and because they don't like to work. They don't like that work, but they like that work. To order you around. Men like to order around. I never met any single man who didn't want to, even just in a conversation, if you hear very well, you will hear him. He will betray himself. He likes to give you orders. And the older he is, the older he is, the more he likes to set things in his own way. And he likes to order around. And he is old enough to make you beg, to never give you some kind of love. When you think about it, those first people in the Middle East, they gave us the knowledge about God, and they gave us the knowledge about God who is one. There is one intelligence that created it all. And they gave us that knowledge, and they gave us the knowledge about God who is love. But instead, they brought only fanaticism, numerous cult leaders, and in the world, they brought only hate. How can you have a holy war, for example? Why would you have a holy war? There is no such thing as a holy war, If there is a holy war, it's probably led by Archangel Michael, and his other friends, because they're God's servants. You're not. You're not such a good servant. You're just a human being who ate the apple too. You're not perfect, and you are not God, especially my God, for example. From what I've seen in this life, everybody tries to be a God, like a God, to somebody else. And that's why they invented marriages. Men invented marriages. Why? Because they are programmed not to live alone. They can't live alone, and they need forever servant. And they thought of a woman, who else will be your servant? Not another man, because from another man you can get a fist in the head. But from a woman you can't. She's a little bit weaker, isn't she? So you just scream around a few times and make threats, and there it is. Marriage is there. And you promise her, I'll give you some protection, I'll take care of you, I'll bring you something to eat, maybe you will share something, if she can cook or something. In the old times, when women were, expected to live like this. He made a deal because he's a born trader, he's a born liar, actually. And he's a born guy who makes plans. He makes plans for you, he makes plans for him, he makes plans about this, about that. He solves problems, And then he thinks you don't have any brains. It's so easy. And it's easy to learn, and it's easy to gain wisdom if you were given peace. If I didn't spend so much time alone in my life, I wouldn't know about this. I wouldn't think about this. I would be dissatisfied all the time. And why would I be dissatisfied? Because I don't know any knowledge. I don't know anything. But I know there is something wrong. And there was always something wrong, until I found out. Religion is a good thing until you realize that actually you have to leave it. You have to know everything about it, but you have to leave it. It's only one step towards God, the real God who created it all. This first intelligence they told you about, the intelligence, the all-knowing intelligence that we don't know anything about. It's that intelligence. It's the first step, and maybe your only step, I don't know, towards that intelligence. And when you make a step to that intelligence, only a little bit, when you, for example, hear about other religions too, you understand that suddenly you understand they all talk about the same thing, and all roads lead to Rome, which means all roads lead to God. All religions lead to God, and if He's Almighty, why would I need you to tell me something? How to think, how to live my life, how to do my job, how to do this, how to do that. I have a mother to do that. And that is the main problem for the people. I already said once, my first false god, false gods are forbidden in the religion, for example. False gods are forbidden, but my first false god, whether I like it or not, is my mother. And the mother is the main obstacle towards the real God. Because you get tied so much in some way, it doesn't matter whether you like her or not, but you get tied with love, with inhibitions, with forbiddences, with customs, with this and that, anything you can imagine, because you get tied to that person maybe for the rest of your life, I don't know. For most people it is so, especially in the old times, when they didn't know any better. They didn't go traveling, they didn't have internet, they didn't have electricity, they didn't have anything actually. They only had themselves and their families, whether it's a good family or a bad family or a stupid family, you only had them. The outside world was usually full of dangers and all sorts of things. They stole people and they stole children all the time. There was no police, things like that. Times were different than now. But that's the way they lived, and they survived. Miraculously, they survived. When I talk about the old times, I can't live without mentioning the superstition. Everywhere you go, if you talk about the old times, you will hear many superstitious bullshit. Like, for example, I had a gift, and that gift was a book from England about English superstition. It was like that thick book with all the superstitions and shit like that. I couldn't believe they made a superstition about cutting your nails and bullshit like that. And I can't believe about the person who collected it all. How do you collect all this nonsense? It's just nonsense, that people believed in. And they claim they believed in God. No, you didn't. You just lived in hope for a better tomorrow in superstitious and stupid times like that. Then I still hold on to that everything started from the Middle East. It doesn't matter what other people were like. If the Middle Easterns were like that, what other people were like. They were superstitious, they were backwards, they were blah blah blah, many things. But I'm starting to wonder, if everything came from there, what good came from there? Jesus Christ, only Jesus Christ. And he was a Jew. I kind of wonder. Look at it today, for example. They still have a war where the only premise is I'm better than you. They're trying to prove that somebody is better than somebody else. This is division. As far as I know, division is satanic. Everything that is division, it's not God, it's not one, it's just not godly. So why do we bother with things like that? Because it transfers, it starts as an idea in one little group or something, and then it spreads everywhere around the world, especially today when you have internet. It spreads all around the world. I didn't know that on internet you can find tutorials about summoning demons and shit like that. Who wants to summon demons when there are millions of universes around us? I mean, you're really stupid. Some people are really stupid, but some people need it for some reason. No, you don't have to get down on your knees and beg and shit like that. You obviously have too much time. You obviously have too much time for yourself, and maybe too much thinking, and maybe too much time, and maybe nothing else to do. Well, that's it from me for today. I only had that thing to say. So I'll see you next time, hopefully.